Hello there, it's Tuesday, the 5th day in May. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. A special welcome to our viewers, especially our children watching at home and abroad, and to anyone joining us for the very first time. We have an informative show lined up just for you today, highlighting some of the initiatives and developments taking place right here at home in Jamaica. Stay with us. Jamaica Magazine continues right after this break.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, May 5, 2026. The government will be repairing critical main roads across the island under Phase 2 of the Go Road Rehab Program. With an allocation of $1.4 billion, heavily trafficked roadways that are essential to public transportation, commerce, emergency access, tourism, and daily movement will be prioritized. Minister with responsibility for works, Robert Morgan, says the program is a direct response to concerns being raised by motorists, commuters, transport operators, businesses, and communities about the conditions of several major roadways. Minister Morgan says the country's road network has come under significant pressure from prolonged and intense rainfall, as well as the lingering effects of Hurricane Melissa. He argues that while emergency response and rehabilitation works have been ongoing, several corridors continue to show deterioration due to saturated road bases, damage to drainage systems, failed pavement sections, and the general stress placed on infrastructure by severe weather events. Jamaica has signed 3 Memoranda of Understanding MOUs with the Republic of India to facilitate bilateral cooperation in health and medicine, solarization, public broadcasting, and content exchange. The agreements were signed at Jamaica House on Monday following bilateral talks between Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Kamina Johnson-Smith, and India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar. Dr. Jaishankar's visit marks the first bilateral trip by an Indian External Affairs Minister to Jamaica. Under the agreements, Jamaica will benefit from a solarization project.
Further to a CARICOM India Summit commitment made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to solarize one building in each CARICOM country, the Hugh Lawson Shera building, which houses the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, will benefit from this arrangement.
In the area of health, Jamaica has received 10 Bishim medical cubes with plans for 30 dialysis units to be brought into the country. Dr. Jaishankar also announced an expansion of training and scholarship opportunities under India's Technical Cooperation Program.
In the area of capacity building, India has significantly increased its high-tech training slots from 4 for the JDF earlier to over 34 slots this year, and that speaks of our commitment to human resource development. We are also offering 46 additional slots under high-tech for various programs and 5 scholarships under the Indian Council of Cultural Relations for higher studies.
Also, coming out of the official visit is the unveiling of a state-of-the-art LED electronic scoreboard at Sabina Park in Kingston. The upgrade is a gift from the Government of India and was completed in July 2025, but the official ceremony was held on Sunday. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness expressed deep appreciation to the government and people of India for their generous contribution and steadfast commitment to the development of cricket in Jamaica.
The scoreboard itself is a timely addition to Sabina Park, particularly as Jamaica prepares to return to the Caribbean Premier League with this summer with our own new local franchise, the Jamaica Kingsmen.
The Prime Minister shared that over the years, the Indian government has donated millions of dollars in cricket gears to schools and the installation of floodlights at Sabina Park. In his remarks, Dr. Jaishankar said the scoreboard will enhance the love for the game.
And this is but one more step of our continued cricket friendship and support. The last time India played at Sabina Park was 2017. I hope today's ceremony plants the seeds for the return of Indian cricketers to walk into this ground again. and to add new chapters to our cricketing history.
For her part, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange, said the government is keen on ensuring Sabina Park retains its special place in cricket.
Working with all the stakeholders, we will enable and inspire more great moments right here at Sabina Park. We are committed to the success of our sports development plan, which aims to develop all sports from the grassroots to the high performance level.
A National After Action Review, AAR, of Hurricane Melissa response is underway to guide efforts that will strengthen the country's emergency management system. Representatives of Jamaica's National Disaster Response and Coordination Mechanism, together with external partners, will convene from May 4 to 6. The AAR will assess key strengths, highlight best practices, and identify operational challenges and gaps. It will also generate actionable recommendations to strengthen alignment with national protocols and enhance overall effectiveness. The findings will guide efforts to enhance interoperability among stakeholders and support continuous improvement of national preparedness and response capacities. Speaking during Monday's opening ceremony, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Ambassador Rocky Mead, says the recommendations will guide the state in building greater resilience to events that could negatively impact the country.
We want to be able to respond to all activities, be they natural, be they man-made, be they from microorganisms, be they cyber. What we are seeking to build out in a resilient way is a mechanism for defense and continuity of governance of the state to treat with any eventuality that could impact the continuity of governance of the state.
Total damage and losses from Hurricane Melissa were estimated at $1.95 trillion, which is equivalent to 56.7% of Jamaica's 2024 gross domestic product. Director General of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, Commander Alvin Gale, says the action review is a statutory and strategic requirement under the Disaster Risk Management Act.
It provides us with a structured, evidence-based mechanism to evaluate how efficiently we executed preparedness, response, and early recovery procedures, and how well our system functioned under immense strain. Over the next 3 days, we'll engage in disciplined and transparent review process.
Further review from the team will evaluate coordination arrangements, information management, resource mobilization, and operational decision-making throughout the response. Attention will also focus on the application of early warning systems, anticipatory actions, and interagency coordination. The review is being led by ODPEM in collaboration with the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SEDEMA, with support from the Building Resilience in the CARIFORUM States Program. And finally, the Jamaica Information Service, JIS, was among many organizations and individuals that took part in Read Across Jamaica Day activities today. Staff members across different units engaged children in an online session with a few interesting stories on Hurricane Gilbert and Jamaica's sprint legend, Usain Bolt.
And soon enough, Hurricane Gilbert arrived, and it seemed like he wanted to rip the roof off of our house.
People tried to tell him that his height and build would eventually slow him down, but lightning refused to listen.
Sharing in the session was Tesmonica Beckford, Regional Literacy Coordinator for Region 6 at the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information.
Baby Bear took out his cell phone and dialed Kingfish 811, Police 119, and Crime Stop 311 all at the same time, trying to get help.
Elsewhere, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness hosted 30 students from across the corporate area in Read Across Jamaica Day activities at the Office of the Prime Minister.
When my sister teases me because I made a mistake,
I feel very hurt, and this feeling I can't take.
But I tell myself that I am so very bright because I feel hurt, but I'll soon be all right.
Read Across Jamaica is supported by the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information and was held under the theme, Literacy Resilience, Foundation of Nation Building. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Are you interested in buying land or property? Here are the steps you should follow. Step 1. Find out who is legally authorized to sell the property. Step 2. Ensure all property tax payments are up to date. Step 3. Consult an attorney at law who will guide you through the process and protect your interests. You can also use eLand Jamaica to check on matters pertaining to your property purchase. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us on WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal to serve you better.
Let's now make a stop at Jamaica House for our weekly update on the key events and developments coming out of the office of the Prime Minister. Take a look.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness led a successful conclusion of the debate on the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority NARA bill in the House of Representatives last week. It was passed on Wednesday with 20 amendments. It was further debated in the Senate on Friday. Dr. Holness advised the House that the government had designed the legislation to ensure it was sufficiently broad and not restrictive in its provisions.
But you want the legislation to be easily interpreted, well understood, and direct and to the point. And so we try to bring a legislation here that creates a framework that is easily understood, easily interpreted, and gets to the point of what it is we want to achieve.
The Prime Minister also reassured that the structure of NARA would not take away from existing resources or delay approvals.
NARA is designed to operate in parallel with, not in competition. And NARA is designed in such a way that the resources that it will have are going to be on top of what exists in the regular system. So it's not going to take away from the regular system.
NARA will serve as the central coordinating authority for post-hurricane reconstruction designed to eliminate bureaucracy, fragmentation, and project delays. It will also function as a center of technical excellence for project preparation and delivery, ensuring that the quality of national plans match the scale of the country's ambitions. The Prime Minister reiterated that NARA's functions would be clearly defined and that the entity would operate within a fixed time frame.
It is time bounded, so this is not going to go on indefinitely. And the policy direction for NARA will be very clear. They will be written and made public. But more than that, the scope of NARA, I heard somebody say NARA is not narrow. That's not true. NARA will be focused on a specific set of projects that will be published.
NARA will be vested with special powers to fast-track development approvals and procurement, enabling the execution of resilient infrastructure projects at a scale and speed unprecedented in Jamaica.
I am not afraid of success. I want to build things, great things, iconic things, things that will last, that will inspire the next generations of Jamaicans to do even better.
With that said, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness directed the Urban Development Corporation UDC to expand access to high-quality public spaces across the country.
In terms of the park per parish, I want you to come back to me with the possibility of the lands that could be used for parks. We have identified some already.
These are in St. Anne, Manchester, and Westmoreland. Dr. Holness says the initiative reflects a broader effort to ensure that citizens across the island can benefit from safe, attractive, and well-managed environments for recreation, community engagement, and wellness. In addition to parks, the Prime Minister highlighted the need to leverage lands owned by the UDC to support national priorities, particularly housing.
Because the UDC has the land bank, I want you to collaborate with the entities that have the specific mandate for housing to utilize your land banks as much as possible to get housing done.
Dr. Holness was addressing the UDC board retreat on Thursday. And finally, Prime Minister Holness met with the leadership of the National Works Agency NWA for further updates on strategic capital projects. He also welcomed CARICOM Secretary General Carla Barnett to Jamaica. Her visit comes at a time of reflection as tribute was paid to former Secretary General Roderick Rainford, who was laid to rest last week. His dedicated service and a lasting contribution to Caribbean integration was honored. That aside, discussions reflected the importance of continued collaboration and solidarity, particularly as CARICOM navigates evolving global challenges. Dr. Holness says Jamaica remains committed to strengthening CARICOM and advancing the shared interests of our region. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us next time for more of the news stories coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.
Thank you so much for staying with us right here on Jamaica Magazine. Each year, Jamaicans come together in quiet reflection to honor lives lost and stand in solidarity against violence. Our next feature takes us to a moving tradition that continues to inspire hope and healing.
Each May, Jamaica pauses to remember the nation's most precious treasures, our children, who have been lost to violence through the annual Child Month Candlelight Vigil. It is a solemn gathering where leaders, families gather to honor young lives lost under tragic circumstances while renewing a promise to protect those still with us. Held at the Secret Garden Monument, also known as Crying Child Monument in downtown Kingston, the vigil has been observed for over 17 years and remains a key staple of Child Month activities, serving as both a memorial and a call to action. Designed by sculptor Paul Napier, the monument features the haunting image of a crying child and bears the names, ages, and dates of death of hundreds of young victims. Over the years, more than 450 names have been etched into its surface, each one a life lost and a story unfinished.
Too much is happening amongst our young people. Within our schools, within our communities, there has to be a different way. And so as we reflect on the life of those who never had the opportunity to shine, let us try and ensure that no more names under tragic and violent circumstances is added to this monument.
Against this backdrop, the vigil becomes more than remembrance. It becomes a demand for change.
And it's our duty to ensure that they are protected and their rights are upheld. We must stand up and speak out against any form of violence or abuse that threatens the safety and well-being of our children. We must be their voice when they cannot speak for themselves, and we must fight for the justice of their behalf. It is our collective responsibility to create a safe and nurturing environment for all children.
Through poems and testimonials, youth groups highlight the challenges they face and their hopes for a better future.
The time is now. We need to act now. Stand against child abuse and exploitation. Be a humanitarian. We demand your protection. Don't abuse your position. Don't abuse your power. Only you can make the abuse rate lower. Not afraid for cause the soca. We depend on you. We are depending on you for our protection.
For many, the vigil is a reminder that awareness alone is not enough.
This is not just another calendar event for the KCMC. It is a declaration that the KCM sees the protection and well-being of our children as priority. That their resilience matter, their voices matter, and that their future is something that we will defend with everything that we have.
And like each year, the candles flicker in remembrance. The message remains clear. Every child deserves to feel safe, seen, and supported.
Let us stand with our children. Let us build a safe Jamaica. Let us build communities of hope and inspiration, and most importantly, respect for lives.
Motorists, when driving on the road, here are some simple reminders. Look out for and extend courtesy to all road users. Give plenty of room to pedestrians, especially in wet weather. Drive slowly. No bother wet them up. Slow down when approaching a pedestrian crossing or school, and always be prepared to stop. Remember, a school zone is a 30-kilometer zone. Cut your speed. Drivers of large and slow-moving vehicles should always keep in the far left hand of a dual carriageway. Keep it simple. Drive left and pass right. These are just simple reminders of your road duties. Drive safely.
This story is about Brother Anansi and the birds at Cherry Island. One morning, Anansi was very angry. What caused him to be so angry? He liked to sleep in bed. And that morning there was such a noise in the yard that he could not sleep. When he awoke, all the birds were there. Big birds with long beaks, little birds with short beaks, green birds, yellow birds, birds with long legs, birds with short legs. "What is this?" said Anansi. "Why did you wake me? We come here so early because we have to go far away." "Where are you going?" "We are going to Bird Cherry Island. All the cherries are ripe now." "Can I come with you?" "Yes, you could come, but you cannot swim and you cannot fly. If each bird lend me a feather, I will fly." So each bird lent to Nancy a feather, and they flew away to Bird Cherry Island. There they were, they ate cherries all day, until it was evening. The birds were ready to go home. "Come, Brother Anansi, we are ready to go home." "What, me? And leave all these cherries here?" So the birds took back their feathers and flew away, leaving Anansi. Well, evening came and Anansi wanted to go home, and he could not swim and he could not fly. He walked down to the side of the sea, and to see if he could find a boat. He didn't find a boat. He looked into the water. He saw a big head with bright eyes and sharp teeth. He realized that it was Brother Alligator. "Brother Alligator," he said, "start befriending Alligator. I have some fine ripe cherries for you." "Bring them down to my wife. My wife is fond of bird cherries." So Alligator took the cherries down, and Mrs. Alligator was glad for it. It was late, so they said, "All right, Anansi, you can stay here for the night, and then we'll send you home in the morning." In the morning, it was his duty to take the 10 eggs that alligator had to him to be washed. But in the middle of the night, he had already ate off 9 of the eggs, leaving only 1. He said, "Brother Alligator, I'll take the eggs one by one, because if I fall, they'll break in pieces." So Anansi took that 1 egg 10 times to Brother Alligator. The following morning, after the morning was rolling on, Alligator put him in a boat. 2 fishes rode, and Anansi sat back in the boat. 1 fish could not hear well, 1 could not speak well. When they were far out at sea, Alligator discovered what Anansi had done. So he called out, "Bring back Anansi, bring back Anansi." The fish that could not hear well said, "What does he say?" And the one that could not speak well said, "Good, good, good." And Anansi said, "He says you have to row fast. A storm is coming." So they rowed fast and brought Anansi to his own shore. Well, what this story teaches is that you should not be ungrateful. The birds took him there, and then in the evening he suffered. He could not reach home easily. And it was only by luck that he got a ride to go home. And then he was even lucky that Brother Alligator didn't eat him. So he just escaped.
With the Yallahs Market in St. Thomas now officially reopened following Phase 1 reconstruction works that were completed in March, we went out to hear from residents.
The reopening of the Yallahs Market has been welcomed as a boost for business and a fresh start for vendors. JIS took to the streets of Yallahs in St. Thomas to get residents' views.
You know, I think this is more than good though, because the people who used up on the street side never look good.
I feel really good about it, you know, because I'm born and grew up on this road here. I'm run up and down on this road here, and this market was the place where original people them shop and thing. And when I see it closed down, I feel that way. Now it open, very nice look.
I feel good about it.
That's good, man. That's very good people on the street.
It's a good move, you know, because at least you have a designated spot where you can bring your produce, and everybody knows that this so them can come buy certain things, you know.
And that's a wrap for today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating today. And to those marking a special anniversary, we wish you all the very best. If you're visiting Jamaica for the very first time, we welcome you. And to those returning, welcome back home. Remember to visit our website in the meantime at jis.gov.jm for more news you can use. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.